Hi guys, Exile here with my second video on jungling. I decided to make this video on a tactic that's really easy to do in low elo, but not a lot of low elo junglers seem to do it. Counterjungling. Counterjungling is a really good way to establish a lead early, and often that lead is enough to outright win you the game. Now obviously, counterjungling is not just one simple tactic. There's actually a lot of different things that go into it. I've decided to split this video up into two little subcategories where counterjungling where you try to go in and kill the jungler, and counterjungle you just go in and try to steal his creeps. Now these different styles accomplish different things, and you usually want to pick different champs. For example, Nunu with his consume is really good at stealing the enemy jungle camps, and champions like Lee Sin and Udyr are really good for their strong early game damage. Stealing camps from the enemy jungler denies them really hard, as well as providing yourself a boost in farm and experience. The enemy jungler will often be outleveled, outfarmed, and just useless for the entire game if you counterjungle him with camps properly. Champions that accomplish this goal are really farm-heavy junglers or champs that just kill camps really fast, such as Nunu. His consume is equal to a smite and late game out-damages it. Running into the enemy jungle and consuming his camps and smiting them will often make him really angry. He'll try to maybe rage invade, and he'll try to gank underleveled, and he'll fall even further behind, especially in low elo when junglers are prone to tilt and they don't really know what they're doing. If you're playing a champion like Nunu who is very effective at securing buffs, you can start on the side of the enemy jungler on the first clear. Then, after your bot lane leashes you, you can run in the enemy jungler's buff and steal it like you see in this clip. If your bot lane can give you a smiteless leash, it's even better because as you can see, this guy's taking his buff. I can just run up to it with no trouble and steal it and get out. After already setting Rek'Sai behind by smiting his red from him, I know that since I'm Nunu and my smite's up, I can probably go back in and do the same thing to the blue. A lot of players won't go to assist their jungler, and it will just be seen as an annoyance. I can just walk up and I see the buff unattended. I know Rek'Sai probably went back, and I'm not really scared of him coming because I always have consume smite. So I take the buff, Rek'Sai comes up, and there's nothing he can do about it, and I steal it. Now, you don't always have to get into a direct confrontation with the enemy jungler at the first buff. If you know what buff he's starting and you're a more passive jungler, you can always run to the other buff and steal it uncontested. Or if you don't know what buff he's starting, but you invade and he's not there, just take the buff. It's a free buff, he loses out, and you gain. Now, obviously, taking big buffs and objectives from enemy junglers will set them really far behind, as I set behind this Rek'Sai this game already. But another thing you can do is every time he goes for a gank, come in and take his small camps too. If you see the enemy jungler bot, don't let him get a free gank. Run to his jungle, take all of the camps and experience, and you'll actually not giving him a free gank. He's actually having to give something up. If that gank ends up failing, then he just ends up losing out. So as you can see, I just run in here, take all his small camps, and leave, setting him behind and putting me ahead. Even though it may seem small, if you do this repeatedly over the course of the game, it can end up being a couple level advantage. Now, for the fun part of counterjungling. A lot of times, if you're playing a strong early game jungler like Lee Sin, Udyr, Pantheon, etc., you can just run into the enemy jungler and kill him over and over early game. This, while not only tilting him, will put you really far ahead, put him really far behind, and put a lot of pressure on his lanes if they have to run out of lane to go save him. Here I am doing the same invade on Udyr. I know the enemy jungler usually starts Gromp and goes to blue, so I run in with Tiger Stance ready to fight Vi. As you can see, she just finished off her blue and she's extremely low while I'm full HP. I can just chase her down, and while her bot laners don't want to help, I can just kill her, free, and get away. Here I am going for the same second buff invade. I run in there and I can tell Vi is there because I see her E particles over the wall. She's a free kill because I already made her weak early and I'm over leveled on her, and I just do a lot more damage and I burned her flash. My top laner comes down and Vi runs away. I know, as most bad junglers will do, she'll probably go back and be greedy for the buff. And if she's not, I get a free buff. So I go to take the buff, and sure enough, Vi shows up. Free kill, free money, and we end up winning this game really hard. Oh! When the enemy jungler is already set behind from you killing them multiple times, there's nothing to stop you from going in and doing it again. After you kill the enemy jungler at his buff, Keep his jungle warded and make sure you know where he is so you can go and kill him. Especially if it's a strong late game jungler like Gragas. You want to kill him as much as you can early game to set him far behind so he won't get to that powerful late game. As you can see, this works the majority of the time. Once you get the lead on the enemy jungler, just camp in his jungle, take all his buffs, and if he comes to try to challenge you, he will be dead. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry I've not been making a lot of videos recently, but it's been a combination of not having a lot of ideas and also school. But now that it's coming to close, I should be starting to make a couple more videos. So tell me what you would like to see. Also, tell me if you enjoyed this video, tell me if it helped you, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Alright, thanks guys, see ya.